I just realized I was fucking muted. Oh my god. I don't know why this screen isn't working. Let's go ahead and pull that web page up and figure out what the fuck is going on. Guys, I don't know what's going on, but everything was working fine until right before I went to go stream, and just everything fell apart. Nothing working. So let me try this. That works. Let's try going back here. And it's frozen, but hey, at least the background works. Can you guys hear me? Knox, stop. What is going on? We got a 14 echo in the house? What? Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Habitual Line Crosser, and today, Knox gets a treat. So does Fritz, because they're both in here, because I was a little late getting started. You can hear me? All right, cool. What did I install this time? So, nothing. Well, what I did last time was I was ripping videos from YouTube using online downloaders, which might as well have been fucking LimeWire. It was pretty much just computer cancer. Am I winning, son? No, probably not. None of us are winning. Please tell me the B1 bridge was stuck by the bone. I don't know. I have no clue, but it's really strange to me. The people like, that bridge is civilian infrastructure. Crazy idea. Open up a World War II history book. Might be an important bit of context there. Grandpa Buff, Nuke Mode, War Thunder. I saw that. They now have Grandpa Buff in War Thunder. It's a B-52H, I think. So, big question, HLC. How's that mail call going? There is a stack of mail over there. I picked it up earlier this week. I've just been so damn busy. And I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. I'm burning out. Between everything on Pepperbox, everything here. So, this weekend I'm kind of unplugging, and just taking some time to myself. And I know first world problems. I know, like, funny internet man, how hard can life be? I totally get it. I know I'm not comparing my difficulties to anyone else's, right? I'm just, I know myself. And at this point I'm a little burned out, and it's like, okay, I need to find a reset. So I'm going to go fishing. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's game plan. I'm going to go fishing. Morning, Day Dweller. It's time to scoop up my tiny Boston terrorist. You spelled that very strange to me. From daycare. He will be curled up with the Void at lunchtime. The Void is my feline overlord. You have a cat named the Void? That's actually pretty funny. Hello, Ethan. First stream I've made it to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just giving you a hard time. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, dear.
Mm-hmm. You should be kinder to yourself. You are getting burnt out, but it's also because up here you're like fighting a war that you're not a part of right now.
That's fair.
And that's affecting you.
Yeah. Why you gotta be so awesome all the time?
You have to be nicer to yourself.
I do. But yeah, that's what, I don't know if you guys heard Mrs. Line Crosser, but what she was bringing up is, like, you know, inside your head, you're also kind of fighting a war you're not a part of. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know more than I can say. It's actually kind of cool. I get to speak to some of my friends in codes. It wasn't any kind of official code. It's just roundabout ways that if you read the text messages, you would have no idea what the fuck was going on. Yeah. And I'm trying to give as much information and guidance as I possibly can, but it's a bit of a, I don't know if a lot of you vets get this. I fought my war hoping the next generation wouldn't have to. And I know that's silly. That's stupid. When you look at the historical context of the United States, it's stupid. I was hoping that maybe I was the outlier or something like that. And I see this next generation and what they're dealing with. And it for all intents and purposes, it's worse than what I dealt with. And I don't know if there's something in between my ears that could be beneficial or helpful. I do trust a lot of the tacticians that are out there, but and right now feeling through the fog of war is just such a shit show. I will tell you this. I will 100% tell you with absolute certainty, and someone's going to clip this and it's going to be taken way out of context. The Department of War is lying about certain things, not casualty counts. They're not lying about casualty counts. The internet and everything is still active over there. If people aren't talking to their family members, trust me, they'd be raising shit. They're not lying about casualty counts. It's not that they're lying. They're just kind of withholding certain pieces of information. And I want to know why. And after this is all over, said and done with, I have a friend who's going to be in Congress, and we're going to sit down and have a long conversation behind closed doors. And at the rate that I'm going, I want Raytheon and Northrop Grumman CEOs' balls nailed to my fucking door. But that's neither here nor there. Just a heads up, they added Grandpa Buff to War Thunder. I did see that. After nearly 450 consecutive days of demanding and then begging them, we only have a week or so you can't get the B-52H. Anyway, sup HLC, good to see you. Good to see you too, unholy nightmare fish. Airline fat seating. Cousin and I are both fat. Years back, we bought 3 seats to have an empty between us. Southwest Airline overbooked the flight, tried to put someone in between us and not refund our third. Oh, fuck that noise, dude. I can't do that. Good evening. We're all burned out, bub. Take care of yourself. I know, man. And I'm always, this is going to come out very narcissistic, but my wife says that I always think of others before myself. The world is shit. I have to make people laugh. I have to brighten their day. I have to put forth this effort. I have to take care of these things. I don't know. It's a weird internal sense of drive, if that makes sense. And it kind of drives me insane. Okay, just tell me, you get the white flat from North Dakota. I believe so. I have a white flat. Let me check. Yes, I did. It is sitting over there. Your first initial is A. Yes, I have it. Just get off now, man. No, this is the thing. I want to, this is the reason why this is so important to me. This live stream is honestly, there could be 0 donations. That's perfectly fine with me. Is when I was coming up as a creator, I wanted to interact with the creators that I followed and that I, really enjoyed and I supported. And for many of them, that was very hard to do. So this for me is like a staple. Like I want to be approachable. I want people to talk to me. I want you to ask me questions. So that way I can, we can try and come to a better understanding overall. So it's kind of important to me. You to 14 Echo. Fucking try. I was once upon a time. Spanky Doodle went to town riding on Russia's mom. Took a hit and shat a shit while dunking over Iran. Sometimes y'all's creativity impresses even me. It's really good. How well do you think things are going in Iran? Because as far as I know, the president didn't have much of a plan going in. That's part of the fog of war that I'm dealing with right now. He says that we have objectives. I have looked. What are the objectives? Now, I understand that there's going to be some level of secrecy, but you can usually give us kind of an overarching theme. I don't know what the end state goal is. And now with this potentially missing F-15, I think they got the pilot, but they don't have the weapons officer. To me, first and foremost, I'm adamantly against boots on the ground. However, we don't leave anybody behind. So a small team go in under heavy fucking close air support and just murk an entire area and let it be known you don't touch our fucking people, I'm okay with that. In and out. No nation building, no occupation. Go in, murder everybody who's got our guy, and get the fuck out. Period. I'm okay with that in small aspects. But I don't know. And, everyone's like, the president says one thing about Iran's air defense, and then you have Iranian man pads. What's the thing? You can destroy everyone's air defense systems. Man pads can be concealed in a trunk of a car. They can be taken into buildings. And I know they're staged all over out there. So, yeah, man pads are going to continue to be a threat. It's without question. Oh no, the void-colored feline overlord is Lucifer. The dog is Stanley. The cat just loves hiding in all my black clothes and such. Fritz enjoys. Yeah, I'm talking about you. His favorite thing is the drawstrings on any of my shorts or my hoodies or anything else like that, or my shoelaces. Can't leave him around that little bastard. He eats them all the time. Lying about other shit, that's comforting. Ground forces have made contact with the second one. I know they have the first one. I've been checking every single, like, it's in my Google search history, and I just refresh it to see if there's any update. I'm still seeing one crew member 4 hours ago. Yeah, still 4 hours ago, still showing that they're searching for the second one. I'm willing to hear y'all out, man. I'll give the nails. Ray go Bert. There's something I might want to do, and I'm. You guys know me. I don't telegraph the things that I do. For those of you who don't know, I've done some things behind the scenes and helped some people out in the past. And I don't do it because I want glory or anything else like that. It's just not the person that I am. But I will tell you that this fight is very close to me. I'm very in close contact with one of the guys over there. His unit is there. This man is my best friend, and he might as well be my brother. And his unit is going through the ringer. So I think what I'm going to do is, he wanted to like have Bunker put together shirts for their unit to, like raise morale. I think I'm going to have him send me an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm just going to pay for all the shirts. I think I'm going to just send them to those guys because they deserve it. Right now their mail's cut off, so they can't get anything right now. But I think that's one of the things I'm going to do. Retired 140 Echo 2002. Love your content. Thank you so much. That's very refreshing. Because sometimes, and you know it as well, in air defense, we get these Dunning-Kruger motherfuckers who know just a ton about one little thing, like initializing the SMU, and they think they're God's gift to air defense. And I try and perpetually learn. I value perpetual learning. I want to learn new stuff all the time. Kind of excited about that. So glad you're here, and I'm glad that I'm not fucking up so bad that a 140 Echo is like, this guy's an idiot. So much appreciated. Best regards from Poland. Love European Texas. We just did, I don't know if you saw on Pepperbox, we did, I have a show with Chris Cappy called What If? And we did a What If the U.S. left NATO. That was the most recent one we did. And I talked about Poland in depth. And I was like, Poland is a great litmus test. Every American who lived this sheltered life and gets this weird idea about communism and socialism, I want to send them to Poland and ask the Polish what it was like to live under communism. The Polish are a perfect example, a shining example. You were living under communism, life was fucking miserable, the wall came down, the Soviet Union collapsed, and now you're like 25th economy in the world. I love Poland. You guys, honestly, fuck the rest of Europe. I fuck with Poland, okay? I mean, well, I take it on an individual basis, but I love the Polish. You want to rename the A-10 Bert? Bert. Remember me, I start MBQ BT tomorrow, Armored all the way. Hey, best of luck to you, man. The world gets scarier every single day. So take care of yourself.
Would you intercept me?
CPU geek.
I'd intercept
Computer
you.
geek.
This is to help your air defense, brother. Also lay off the gummies. We all understand why Rich bullies you now.
Is it that obvious? Look, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this story, and y'all are going to just lose your fucking minds at how funny it is, because I think it's hilarious. So last night, I was an undisclosed number of milligrams deep, okay? And there's things that happen when you're that far gone, and it numbs some things, but it also amplifies some things. And I'm like sensory overload, especially with loud noises. Which is strange. Like loud noises don't bother me. Darkness doesn't bother me. Loud noises in the dark terrify me. But anyways, I was using our Ninja Creamy last night. Yes, we have one of those, and we have like these. They're like 160 calories. You like pour it in, mix it with almond milk, and it's so good, so good. And I turned that on, and I like came back into the main living room. My wife's like, "I thought you were mixing that." I was like, "Yeah, I can't be near it. It's so loud, I can't see." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I was having such sensory overload that I was blind from sound." And my stoned ass thought that made sense. I thought that made perfect fucking sense. I was not of this world. I have a food idea for you. Want to hear it? Oh, Wolfram has one. Is it poutine here in the States? Take your time, bro. Pump out a ton of content. Get drunk and relax. Like Grandpa Buff would say, fuck him, you've earned your R&R. You owe us nothing. I know. This is the thing. You guys have always been so understanding of like when I need a break, when I'm a little burned out, when I'm just not feeling the motivation anymore. And I could not be more thankful for the forgiveness that you guys give me that I most of the time don't feel that I deserve. So I do appreciate that. I was autistic. Yeah. The autism went straight. My ADHD brother, I see you. Y'all know exactly. Once got stoned, I saw the inside of my brain with my eyes, bro. I'm telling you, there's some weird experiences. Oh my God, brother, I want to party with you. I mean, I could mail you some of them materials. Those are good. Here's some money. Hopefully the U.S. pilots are okay. I hope so too. Obviously, thoughts and prayers. That's what everyone always says. But, like I genuinely, they're doing a hard job. It is a hard job. It's an incredibly difficult, it's a dangerous job. And this is what I know. I've interacted with pilots a little bit. If we got any Air Force people in here, my personal experience with pilots, I was like, do you ever get worried about getting shot down? And I mean, yes, they all have like that. My shit don't stink. They're not going to get me. Yes, pilots are like that. Even C-17 pilots, which is wild. But they all kind of have the same mentality that if someone has to get shot down, I hope it's me and not my wingman. And there's something to be said about that. There is something really, humbling and beautiful to be said about that. Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for a friend. It's called synesthesia. Wait, is that a real word? F-22 kid's girlfriend would be the KF-21 Borome? I don't know about that. We don't have girlfriends around here. Sorry, Black Hawk, not Apache. I thought that was debunked, that the Black Hawk was not shot down. Ever mess with Psycho? No, not those mushrooms. Be honest, does Mrs. HLC get into the plain voices? No, she hates them. Well, not hates them. I've, on rare occasions, I've used them, and she does not find it nearly as funny as you guys do. Someone should send HLC adult items. No. I've gotten chocolate wieners before. I've definitely gotten those. And there's pictures floating around on the internet of someone who sent me a pink maid outfit, and I wore it. I don't even think I have it anymore. Tuning in from Australia. Love your work, mate. You know what? Perun, I think is his name. I was in a live stream with Chris Cappy, Perun, and he's from Australia. And I love our Aussie guys. Honestly, like, Aussies seem kind of like the most well-adjusted English-speaking people out there. They have their faults just like America does, just like the United Kingdom does, but they seem, and I say well-adjusted, even though some of you Americans are like, no, they play with huntsman spiders. That's not well-adjusted. They're adjusted to their climate. But y'all understand the threat that is China, and you guys are doing a lot of deals with the U.S. We're selling you stuff. You're selling us stuff. Life is good, and I'm happy about that. Will we ever see a UAP UFO character? If they allow that to happen, like if we figure out that's a real thing, I'm all for it. Did I eat it though? Did I eat what? Oh, the chocolate. I mean, yeah, I took a bite out of it. It was mediocre chocolate. Look, if you're going to send me one, I want some like nice Dove or Alpine chocolate. I want something nice, man. Get that Hershey shit out of here. I think Dove is owned by Hershey. I'm not sure. Is the war as bad as it looks like? Because it just feels bad. 2 to 4 weeks can turn into years real quick. So I will say this when it comes to the war. By every measure of warfare, okay? Like, because how do you measure warfare? How do you measure win versus losing? Well, for the Taliban, they just had to survive. Their ideologies just had to survive. And that's why they counted a win. Every engagement with the U.S. military. Well, there was one, the operation, was it Red Wings, the lone survivor situation? But later on, the Rangers came in and pushed their shit in. But anyways, every major engagement, the U.S. won. But they just survived. So Iran is counting it as if the IRGC survives, they win. The U.S. has very different opinions. It's not that we're trying to eliminate the IRGC. I don't think that's the goal. I don't know what the fucking goals are at this point. And we've taken some hits. I will absolutely tell you, we've taken some hits. We've lost some systems. We've lost some people. And I don't know if they're intentionally like not reporting it because whatever reason, or if they're just negligent to some of the things that are happening and just not talking about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think we'll be involved for years. The current administration doesn't have the stomach for that, and the American people don't have the stomach for that. Lynn makes dark chili pepper chocolate. I don't do spicy and sweet at the same time. Just not my thing. Never has been my thing. It's kind of like, you guys are going to find out a lot about me, okay? And this is probably from being fat. You know how people in the world have like food romance, you know, like they use whipped cream and strawberries and drizzled chocolate and stuff. I can't do that. I have a one-track mind. It's either fatty foods or boobs. I can't do it at the same time. I just get a stomach ache because I can't focus on both of them. I can't. This is what I like about you. You're non-biased. I try not to be. I know as much as I can. You know, I lean one way. I'm definitely Team USA. Like, I wouldn't actively go against the United States, but I do want the truth as much as I possibly can. Oh, just regular Lindor truffle chocolate? I do love Lindor truffles. God, you guys are trying to get me... make me fatter than I already am. I love Jack on Unsub for this. No notification on Discord. Hey, Australia has chipped in air-to-air missiles. Really? I did not know that. I'll have to look into that. This is to help your air defense brother also lay off the gummies. Oh, yeah, I read that one already. Thank you, and thank everyone for their sacrifice. Much love from Newberg, Oregon. You know, from what I know about you, Oregon people? Oregonites? Oregonians? Oregonite. I'm going to call you an Oregonite. Just like people here in Las Cruces, I call them Lost Crustaceans. Don't care. Anyways, you Oregonites. I hear that everyone outside of Portland is pretty normal. And, you know, my sister lives in Portland. And at one point in time, that whole saying, like, keep Portland weird was really to, like, you know, let your freak flag fly a little bit, you know, like, be yourself. That's great. And now they're like, keep Portland weird. I want to dress as a fucking velociraptor and shit on the ground in front of a daycare. Like, that's not weird. That's just disrespectful and stupid. I don't know. Or gooners. Yes, we are New Mexicans. I guess I'm a New Mexico now. Or New Mexican. I think it's becoming more probable that syrup-blooded peeps might be getting the griping. Is that what they're going with? Because last I read, they were talking about the GCAP, the Global Combat Air Program. And that was mentioned in my video today, because that was last I read. Because they're kind of wishy-washy on the F-35, which doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people talk about, you know, the F-35 has crashed a whole bunch of time. 12 out of 1,300 that have been delivered. That's really good. Like, that's better than the F-16. That's better than the F-14. No, I don't think we delivered that many F-14s. I think it's better than the F-15 too, which is pretty damn good. It is really damn good. Money for the t-shirt fund. Taking a rest, pause for yourself. Best way to replenish and recharge. We need you in a good headspace. Yeah, I'm going fishing with my father-in-law. We got our kayaks loaded up. It's going to be a good time. I hope I catch something. I've never caught a fish in the state of New Mexico. I've gone fishing a bunch of times, and I've never caught shit. So I'm hoping this is the time. Estonia has a similar attitude to Poland. Weapons, and I've been there. It's beautiful. They just really don't like the MiGs coming from the east. They scramble a jet when one goes into the Baltic. That checks out. Estonia really, from what I understand, and I've only worked with Estonians.
Would you intercept me?
Like once, and I had a conversation with them.
I'd intercept
They
me.
hate Russia.
All right, Eagle. It's past time to show 'em where the wild goose goes.
Listen here. I was out there trying to do the job, and these are the dumb fuckers.
Would
Came
you
on in
intercept
here.
Me? I'd intercept me.
Here's to more edibles and chicken wings.
I'm never living that chicken wing thing down. And the next kind of consensual that comes out is even worse, because I shared something with the guys and I thought it was going to be fine. And now they have been texting me nonstop, wanting pictures and things like that. And I just don't feel comfortable, which is surprising considering the things that I've shown to a live audience. But Listen, I was out there and I was trying to get the job done. This little fucking skinny jumped out from one of the goddamn buildings and he hit this stinger at me or red eye or whatever the fuck they have over there in dumb fuckistan. And bastard got lucky and pilots got out. Everything's good to go. And now one of them's kind of in the wind. IRGC's trying to say that they got him captured. Yeah, I don't think you realize that's not the power move you fucking think it is there, homeboy. I hope I want the kid to get an interception too. I personally hope that if they do, God forbid, if they do have our pilot captured, avoid civilian casualties as much as you possibly can, but scorched earth needs to be the policy. Like I pull no punches. I don't do that shit. Alive or dead does not matter. They could send us videos saying, hey, he's already gone. Here's his body. Doesn't matter. Anyone associated with it, they're gone. Their family's gone. Their kids are gone. Their pets are gone. Their aunts and uncles are gone. No. Sorry. That's don't tell Moody, but I think that makes her an old Mexican. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I live in New Mexico. It's like old Mexico, except you can drink the water. And you know what's funny is I'm right down here on the border. We don't have the shortage. I was talking about this with my father-in-law earlier. You know, everyone's like, since ICE started coming into the fields, everyone's short on workers. We're not short down here. But that's because they all have work visas and they live in Juarez and they just hop on a bus like at 2 a.m. and they come up here, work the fields all day, and then they hop back on the bus and go back down to Mexico. Like, that's it. That's all they do. And a lot of Americans don't realize that people do that. Dude, the Bridge of the Americas in El Paso, you should see it right around 5, 6 p.m. Fucking stacked. Just people trying to get back over to Mexico all the time. I just ordered Wingstop for dinner. That's a good choice. Poland is the Burt Gummer of Europe. I want to say you're incorrect, but I can't. Your logic is sound, like absolutely sound. I just rewatched Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and oh my fucking god, I love this show. I've seen like one episode. I didn't find it as good. Have I heard of what's going on with Twitter and Japan? The love for yes, and I was explaining to my wife, who's never been to Asia. She does love a lot of Korean culture, like she loves BTS. I like some of their stuff. Their new album's okay. And I was in Korea and I was explaining to her like this whole like symbiosis between the Japanese and Americans on Twitter. I was like, Elon Musk in just one adjustment of an algorithm has done more for foreign relations with Japan than like 80 years of diplomacy. But also there's a lot of Americans finding out that Asia is on a whole other level of racism. Like they don't care about dropping a hard R. They don't care about calling somebody anything in the book. And a lot of Americans are figured out like, oh shit, Asians actually talk like this? Yes. I've been to Europe. I've been to Asia. Never did Africa, but I will tell you right now. Yes, I stream every Friday whenever I'm around. Asia is by far the most racist place I've ever been. It's wild. And they have a tier system and there's no hiding it. If you've ever been to Asia, you know the tier system. Koreans and Japanese, it's like the whiter Asian you are, the higher you are in the totem pole. I'm not joking. Like South Koreans and Japanese both think they're the tippy top, although South Koreans kind of like surpass them in some ways. China's like mid-tier. And I mean, Indonesia's kind of like mid-tier as well. But then like Thai, Filipino, Vietnamese, all at the bottom. Like that's the way that they just look at Asia. They're like, you're not one of us. Get out. You're dirty. I don't want you here. Like, it's wild. It's wild, man. Japan is the top tier of haters. Asian racism is on a whole other level. It really is. It's if you've never been to Asia, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, hop on Twitter and start seeing what the Japanese people are posting. Talking about Africans that go there and act certain ways, and they're straight dropping hard R's. And they don't give a fuck. It's wild. It's so insane, man. Now it makes sense why they have that white makeup. Yeah, fair skin is considered beauty. It's really strange. So, like, my wife and I, we watch a lot of, like, K-dramas. And K-dramas are super cool. If you don't mind reading the subtitles, I actually really like them because they're only one season most of the time. And so each episode's like an hour and some change long, and then boom. And but most of their actors and actresses are super fair skinned. And then you see, like, on the American side, crazy tanned women, and you're like, this is so wild. It's so wild, man. When will Buff become Enterprise D with upgrades?
Listen, I already got the D part. You can ask Rush's mom. The Enterprise, I ain't never changing my goddamn name. Big E is a boat. Although, I kind of am too. I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Heavenly Father, please protect the remaining downed pilot. Yes, send your angels to guide him to safety. Please grant search and rescue the insight and intuition to know where to search. Yes, I pray. Amen. Amen, Highlander. Absolutely. Regardless, and to anyone in chat who might be of a different faith, that's perfectly fine. You can still, have well wishes for those pilots out there that are, well, the one pilot that is still missing. I think that's just the right side of history to be on, right? Send your buddy's unit a pallet of toothpaste and shampoo with the t-shirts. I was thinking about, here's the thing. When you're overseas, you get a lot of like toothpaste and shampoo and maybe like candy. I used to get that shit all the time. You know what I never got? Cartons of cigarettes, dip, and nudie mags. I think that's what we need to start putting together, folks. That's where we need to be getting these boys and girls over there. Maybe I'll get some nudie mags to swing the other way. I'm all inclusive. Maybe we can get some what are those Views or Jewel Pods or something like that for the vape puffer guys out there. Been watching for years. Part of the reason I joined the U.S. Air Force. Congratulations. Be safe out there, man. Hoping for our fellow brothers and sisters. Absolutely, man. It's never a good time when a plane goes down. It's even worse when the pilot is missing. But I have the utmost confidence in American training. My wife was asking me, she's like, well, why wouldn't they be together? And I was like, well, I never went through SEER, but if you're going to get caught, you don't want to both get caught. So either one of them couldn't move fast enough and told the other one go, or they split up on purpose and said, I'll be in this general vicinity if you get picked up first. I don't know if that's part of SEER. I never did SEER. I can't do SEER. For anyone who's like, well, why can't you do SEER? Hunger makes me crazy. Like, I can do every other part. Like, you fucking beat me up, doesn't matter. I'll still talk shit. You put me in awful conditions, cold, hot, doesn't even faze me. Not like, I'm just gonna be like, this is just how life is now. Hunger? Bro, I would turn in my own mother for a honey bun. I can't do hunger, man. I just can't. I know where my loyalties lie. I'm aware. I'm fully aware. You starve me for like 2 days and you walk in with like a big T-bone steak and say, tell us what we want to know. Where are you hiding? I don't know why I went with German. I'd be like, all right, give me a little bit of A1. Actually, no, skip that. Let's just do salt and pepper. Let's talk. I can see the AD now. Delta Boys brought to you by Zins. The ad, you said ad and you put it in caps, so I read it as AD because I'm retarded. Fucking. The chat demands picks, always former Warsaw nations that want double team Russia's mom with the buff. You're saying she has multiple holes, so Poland can do?
You probably can. Get Estonia. We'll make sure she's airtight.
I hate that I know that phrase. I hear they shot down an A-10 also today. Yes, but from what I heard about the A-10 is that was over the water, and they already went and got the pilot. I don't know if it's A-10s only have one person in them, right? I don't know. I probably should know that, but I just don't. HLC, here's something to tickle your historytism. You should look up the Great Australian Brookie Robbery, which took place April 23rd, 1976. The Great Australian Bookie Robbery. No, there's no R in there. I feel like you guys sometimes write things in chat just so you can see how far my dyslexia has gone. I really do. I'm at that point. We can see you. We know you can't do hunger. You know what? That's a badge I wear. Canada's still buying F-35s, but government might reduce order to 48 instead of 88. Saab is trying to get us to buy Gripens, but the Air Force doesn't really want them. GCAP is still 10 plus years out. That makes a lot of sense. I guess that their standards for what they're trying to get, going forward, just got more strict. I didn't really read too much up on the standards. You know, as bad when HLC says we're running low on interceptors in the Middle East. What is the chance we run out completely and are exhausted? Now significantly less than they were. And the reason why I say that is because the things that are coming at us won't use interceptors. You wouldn't send an interceptor for like Shahid drones, which if you have nothing else, you're going to fucking send it anyways. But the enemy has significantly lost their ability to fire ballistic missiles, which is what Patriot's primary threat is, that it's designed for. So now we just got to get on board with the drones and do what I told the fucking project office to do 8 years ago. Fucking hate money and politics and bullshit. Japanese are almost as wide as your shoulders, so they don't look Korean. Unsub Anzac Day 2027. Bro, what is it, like a 37-hour flight to Australia? Don't we got to like go to the moon and back or something? Crazy thing is every Asian country thinks they're number one on their list. They are well aware of it. There is a segregation of Indian tourists now in Asian countries. They're too dirty for them. You know what's funny is my older brother, is married to a Japanese woman. She's lovely. She is absolutely amazing. And he has 2 kids with her. My niece and nephew, they're both just awesome kids. I couldn't be happier. But my brother was telling me, he's living in Japan and has lived there for about fucking 20 years now. And I was like, how is things going in Japan? And he's like, we're spiraling. Like, it's going down. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it's just not good over here, man. Like, the jobs don't pay shit, so they have to hire workers from outside. And the jobs that do pay good, like, they're few and far between. So people are leaving the country. Any talented individuals leaving the country. He's like, the only booming industry right now is the sex industry. He goes, in 10, 15 years, this could be just like the Philippines. And hearing that coming from someone who's married to a Japanese woman and has lived in Japan, that's like slander. That's wild, man. Speaking of spicy, I love how Okinawa, a local, opened a sushi restaurant for their American friends. Japanese nationals must be guest of an American. That's funny. They also opened a Masia kitchen. Masia is a small town here, right at the edge of Las Cruces. It's a very old town. And they opened up a Masia kitchen, serving like green chili and stuff in Okinawa, Japan. Avatar Vader, thank you so much. I said it a year ago, say it again. When the kid gets an intercept, if the skit don't sound like Matt Damon killing the movie's board meeting in Dogma, I'm unsubscribing. I hope I can get it. I hope I can deliver what you expect. The convo between the buff and the kid after the kid gets intercept before getting an intercept would be legendary. Intercepted before getting an intercept would be legendary.
So, you want to talk about it?
Fuck no, I don't. Look, it was a fluke. There's some wild shit that happened. I wasn't prepared. I was hungry. I didn't have a good breakfast. It's fucking bullshit.
Look, all I'm saying is even I have an intercept.
Look, you don't gotta rub it the fuck in, and that was Vietnam and you had tail guns. It's not fair.
I think it's perfectly fair.
Oh, sorry. Blah, blah, approved. I'm just going to start sending you pictures of honey buns and zebra cakes, hopefully when you have the munchies. Bro, don't do that to me. I miss South Korea. Camp Casey was actually pretty cool. I went up to Casey one time. I was at Suwon. And Suwon was commonly referred to as Shawshank because it looked like a prison. It was a Korean air base, and there wasn't anything there for us. We had like a PX, or like a shopette. We didn't even have like a full PX. Like, there was really nothing there. And I used to have like guys come down for training and they'd be like, Camp Casey sucks. And I go up there, dude's got like a water park on Camp Casey. I'm like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sure the units are just awful, but God, man, you guys got everything going on. Have I watched Japanese Titty Olympics? I hate that I'm going to remember that. I hate that I'm going to probably end up searching that. Not on this computer, but it's cell phone. It's all about that. SEER training doctrine says pilots should stick together because splitting up causes communication problems and loss of support in case things do go wrong. Having 2 guns better than 1. I don't disagree with you. I was just, benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe that's something in SEER. I didn't go through SEER. I trust you. If you got that For those of you who aren't aware, SEER is survive, evade, resist, and escape. I think I got that acronym correctly. It's those words, but I don't know if they're exactly in that order. And all pilots have to go through it. You have to go through SEER, and you have to pass. For care packages, I'm trying to brainstorm how to send mini liquor bottles or at least the contents. Hey, on a totally unrelated topic, did you guys know that there's a color of Listerine that is like golden brown, almost the same shade as like whiskey or rum? And you can like totally take the cap off of that and then glue the thing back on the bottom so it looks like it's completely sealed.
Would
That
you
is just
intercept me?
completely unrelated to
I'd
what we're talking
intercept
about.
me.
Speaking of ejecting from planes, WPNS tagged me after he saw you guys talking about the seats. Nick said 14 Gs at 300 miles per hour. No, try the rocket motors, get that pilot out in the range of 700 to 900 miles per
Oh, that's
hour.
fucking violent. I mean, it's better than dying. I totally get that. But God, it's violent, man. That's the original Listerine refill hand sanitizer bottles. I would be careful with that one if you rinse them out pretty good. But yeah. Hope that pilot doesn't end up POW. Who knows what Iran might do to them. I totally understand that. There was a female journalist in Iraq that was taken hostage, and like no one's really talking about it. And I kind of had to check myself, like, because like the world is very dark to me, and it's just like, it's just the way it is. And I think that a lot of vets get that way. And my wife told me about that, and I was like, well, she's being used as a fleshlight on top of being beaten. And like I looked at her and I realized that's not something people normally say when they hear something like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I hope they find her soon. Like it's fucked up, but like it's almost, I can guarantee that's what's happening. Do you see the videos of the cops shooting the low-flying search and rescue Blackhawks? I did. I think they were shooting at it with pistols. I thought an Apache was going to appear out of left frame. Bro, they should have gotten murked. I totally agree with you. And they probably did shortly after that. They probably got back in their truck and like, haha, we shot at the American planes and that they will not go. They're going to call it planes because they don't know what a helicopter is. And because they expect that everything that flies is a magic carpet. Yes, I'm making fun of Middle Eastern people. And they probably just got murked by a hellfire very shortly afterwards. The whole car just gone. Great. Someone just rang the doorbell. Hold on. Go lay down, you jackwagon. You barked for like a solid 45 seconds. Luckily, I muted you because no one wants to hear that. Oh, God. Chair. Oh, I knew I was going to come back to chair. As I was closing the front door, it was Amazon. They dropped off some packages. What the hell? I thought we got their air defense. How'd they shoot down the F-15 and A-10? Probably man-pads, man-portable air defense system. If I were a betting man, because their significant systems are gone. You can hunt those via their IR or their radar signature. You just got to know which frequency band they're on, and then that's it. It's a wrap. I think we're being way too soft on Iran. Hope we can get that pilot back. I don't know if we're being too soft. I think we're trying to focus strictly on the IRGC and in hopes that the people rise up and take their country back. I don't know if that's the goal. Did I hear about SecWar allowing soldiers to carry on post? I did. I pity the poor staff guy that's about to get flooded with carry authorizations. Bro, to be that staff officer would be miserable. Replace the M240 of the Abrams with a CRAM, yes or no? initially my thought is no, because that's a lot of extra weight, and the Abrams already weighs a shit ton. But it would potentially help protect it from artillery, rockets, and drones. But where would you put all the systems and support that need to go with that? We're only at 45 minutes. We're not protocol 4 yet. We're not protocol 4. I was late. Bring back Rolling Thunder campaign. I mean, we are kind of doing the Schwarzkopf approach, at least at first. Let me see. Have Eli fact check me, but 14, 16 hours from LA to Sydney, 17-ish from Dallas to Sydney, plus international dateline. That's not terrible. I could sleep for a lot of that. I just have a gummy before I go through TSA. Like, we're partying, boys. If you want to send liquor as a care package, you send the chocolates filled with lick. The ones that look like random stuff. Don't ask how I know. Dude, we had some get sent to us, not to me, but to my old platoon sergeant. And I remember I was on Pat 8 in UAE. And I called the crew shack several times on the radio. I was like, hey, ECS to crew shack, no answer. Okay, maybe they're out doing training or something. You know, ECS to crew shack. This is like 10 o'clock at night. No answer. So I was like, hey, Hanson, you know, it was my commo guy. I was like, you know, cover the controls. I'll be back. And I walk out there, and here's one NCO that was in charge of hot crew, face down, face planted on the concrete outside the crew shack, passed out. I go inside. My platoon sergeant is laying halfway out of the bed in the crew shack, like feet on the floor, just passed the fuck out. And I was like, well, I guess this is my pat site tonight. And I just went back to work. The last thing you want to do in the U.S. military is make it personal. True. I keep telling myself that, but I'm not listening. Hurrah, dude. Kudos from Denmark. Oh, shit. How you doing, Denmark? I feel like sometimes I speak too fast for people from other countries that English is not their first language. Would you confirm that or deny that? There's a company that makes a shooter in a tampon wrappers. Use them to sneak booze into cruises, planes, concerts, etc. You know, the fact that that's even a business model. I have a business model idea, and I just got to hit up the right company to do it. I think it's $1 million idea at least. Please get your membership started. I'd love to give people membership to this awesome channel. Magic Carpet, Door Gunner here. I just don't have the extra time. So for me, if people are paying for a membership thing, I want to give them extra content, right? Like something else that they're getting. I just don't have the time right now with everything I got going on Pepperbox. I bet with soldiers being allowed to carry on base now, S1 going to start keeping better track of paperwork. S1, get your shit. Break yourself, fool. Oh, have I caught up? Oh, thank God. I actually caught up. Lowercase CRAM. I seen a video where you can make liquor into something that looks like Tide Pods. Don't give them any excuses. Did I hear about Hegseth firing Army General Randy George? Yeah, I did. I don't want to say anything poor about the administration, but I do know General George personally. I like General George. He was a very no bullshit leader. He is a very, it's all about training, taking care of the troops, making sure people are good, and getting the job done. He's a very mission-focused individual, and I liked him. I like to hope, I always give the benefit of the doubt, even if I disagree with it, right? I like to hope that it was for legitimate reasons. Maybe they had a difference in priorities. I don't know. But part of me feels like he was asked to resign because he wasn't a yes man. And that scares the shit out of me. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I don't want to freak anyone out because I know a lot of people come to me to like, hey, what is actually going on? And I normally put everyone's mind at ease. But that, if that's the case, and I'm inferring, I have no inside knowledge to confirm that. But that's a very scary precedent. Like, that bothers me. Planes expendable, pilots priority. Bingo. Bingo. That's the same thing with vehicles. Cars, stuff like that. A vehicle is expendable. If my wife got into a car accident, the first thing I'm going to ask her on the phone as I'm on my way there is, are you okay? I don't care about the car. I don't give a fuck about the car. We can get a new car, right? And even if I wasn't, doing as well as I am on social media, fuck it. I would figure out a way to get you a new car. That's not a problem. Are you okay? So it does feel that way. Yeah, 10 to go. Are we that close? Yeah, 10 until shimmy, yay, shimmy, drank, swalala. What? Would George have disrespected Hegsethers? Not possible. Well, this is the thing. When you're at that level and you're a nominative position, there's certain levels of disrespect that are kind of expected because you are ultimately an advisor. That's all the chiefs of staff are, is they're an advisor to the Secretary of War now instead of Secretary of Defense. It's like, hey, I want to do this and this is how I want it done. If you have any legitimate concerns, like, sir, I can't support that at this time because of A, B, and C. Here is my workaround and I can get there eventually. That's like leadership 101, right? Don't give me problems, give me solutions. So, hey, I can't do it right at this second, or this is the reason we can't. If I had this A, B, and C, I would be able to complete this mission. Can we go forward with that plan? That's all you're doing. Now, some might view that as insubordination or disrespect. It's really not. You're just kind of pleading your case out there and you're doing it in a respectful way. But in certain circumstances, there are times that I've told people who outrank me, including, I think the highest I probably ever told was a major, to go fuck themselves. I don't think I've ever told a lieutenant colonel to go fuck himself. No. But yeah, I think the highest I've ever told is a major, go fuck himself. Like those exact words, go fuck yourself, sir. Respectfully. And then they go and talk to the lieutenant. That major went and talked to the lieutenant colonel, and lieutenant colonel assertively explained to him that he was incorrect, but I was as well, because I shouldn't speak to a commissioned officer like that. And then he told my commander came and talked to me and said, hey, don't do that again. You were right, but the way you went about it was wrong. And I said, okay. I heard about a gunfight, Samat, to do something to do with the second pilot. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that. Right now, dude, Iran propaganda is in overdrive. I'm still showing one missing. Let's see. The BBC has a new article out. God, the BBC sucks. The search and rescue mission to retrieve the crew, consisting of a Warthog jet. No one has ever called it the Warthog jet. It's the Warthog or the A-10. I hate the BBC so much. And 2 helicopters came under fire, causing the Warthog's pilot to eject over the Persian Gulf, where they were recovered. The helicopter rescued the F-15 pilot, was also attacked, wounding crew members. The apparent incident... I don't know. I don't know all the details. I'm still reading. I have free use to my song Overdrive. What is Overdrive? I do like music. I fuck with music. They've been testing Abrams with miniguns. I wouldn't put it past them. My only problem with minigun, right? Like the minigun is cool. It is a good solid weapon. The M134, the 7.62 minigun, good solid weapon. My problems with the minigun, okay? I'm all about having good weapons. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Okay? If you're burning through that much ammo that fast, do you get that much of an effect on the battlefield? No. Well, then the 240 is perfectly fine, because you can conserve ammo, not use as much, and still keep the enemy's head down or do what you need to do with it, right? Like, I'm all about having the cool fucking flashy toys, but I'm also about like logic. Does the intent match the purpose, right? BBC is British. Ethan, nice Rex helmet. That one back there, that was sent to me by the helmet guy. Fucking love that. That thing is so cool. I like wearing it. I'm gonna see if I can wear it in the bedroom next time. Are these the droids I'm looking for? I'm sorry. Oh, this is why I'm not, yeah. M2 is greater than the minigun. I would argue that. Ma Deuce is just, there's nothing better. I think the world is going to have like a collective groan when the U.S. military tries to replace the M2. It's just, it's such a good weapon. It's such a good weapon. It fires cold, it fires hot, it fires clean, kind of. It doesn't like firing clean. She likes being dirty. She fires dirty. I mean, you cannot break them things if you want to. It's just a good, solid weapon. It's a great weapon. Wasn't F-15 running Wild Weasel mission? The mission requires a flying below 15,000 feet. I don't know. Speculation. I don't know what its mission was at that point in time, but I will say this: historically, F-15s are kind of used for deep strikes with JDAMs. They're quite good at it. They get in, get out. They're very capable. They got a good climb rate. They got a hell of a payload they can carry. It's a solid platform. I don't know if it was running Wild Weasel at that point. I think our primary Wild Weasel is actually the F-16, but I could be wrong. Things could have changed. That's just what I've read. I have no personal experience to bring that up. A 50 cal minigun? Yeah, because fuck my hearing and everyone around. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Is there an update on the F-35 that got hit? We don't know yet. The CENTCOM is still denying that it was from enemy fire. They're saying that it was damaged, but they're not saying it's from enemy fire. IRGC, I would say the things that are coming out of the IRGC are like 80 to 90% just lies. And I'm not trying to like doubt them, but they're just proven lies. Like as soon as that pilot got shot down or that plane got shot down, they were immediately saying they had both pilots in custody. And then we see an article. No, we got one of the pilots back. You're an idiot. Like, oh, explain toilet, please. Oh, about my, my toilet idea. Look, guys, I was not stoned when I wrote that. I was not. Okay. Before anyone comes at me, I was not. But I thought it's 2026. Why do we still have plungers? Why don't we have like a variant of a garbage disposal like you would have on your sink in the toilet? It doesn't have to be like right below your business, but it can be like on the flange going into the pipe and just you flush and it just, you get a nice little poop smoothie. The forbidden fudge, right? Goes on down. No problem. Why aren't we funding this? And then I found out that apparently they do exist on boats and in RVs. That's a thing. I didn't know that. That missing guy should steal a magic blanket and fly one out of there. Can you imagine if he stole a Tomcat? If there's any left, I would fucking die. That would be the greatest thing ever. Retired RCAF, mostly NORAD and Exchange. Tinker AWACS. RIP. Balls. Is Balls 5 the name of the fucking, was it a P3 that got hit? Or the one that got hit? Fuck. Now my former boss will work with CF-18s. On his way, he's being the first Canadian to the moon. Oh, shit. Cheers to all you. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you as well, Captain Wrecked. Good to see you in here, buddy. Intelligent people know it's not the citizens' fault for Iran's freedom. You're right. It's not. But the citizens are needed right now. Because they know who the bad guys are. We don't. As your Iranian-American fan, I am ashamed of what is happening. Since my own grandfather was a U.S. Air Force colonel, I pray to Jesus for the safety of the crew. As do I. You told me how to pronounce it before. I already forgot. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you're here, man. You flesh tubers need to bring some VTubers. Also, what's going to happen to your British character if Rupert gets in charge? I don't know much about this Rupert individual. I may need to look into this. Ryan Macbeth finished the whole bottle once you left Cappy's last night. God, Ryan needs to slow down on that stuff. Because he doesn't articulate as well once he's gone. Ethan, these are not the drugs you're looking for. Go Poppy Buff.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I've been around for 70 fucking years. I've never been called Poppy like that. Like P-A-P-I. Yeah, you spend enough time down in South America. Well, Russia's mom knows.
IRGC also had a missile fall. I saw that. Came up, went right back down, which is not too far beyond what we expect. I mean, even our missiles have failures. They do. They happen. You can do all the proper maintenance, and sometimes a missile fails. You can have a stuck fin. You can have corrosion. Corrosion prevention? Anyone who's ever worked in the Middle East, is corrosion prevention not the bane of your fucking existence? Sometimes you're down there with just a rattle can full of caulk paint and a wire brush, and you're looking for rust, and you're just like, shh, 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 and inhaling all that shit. I think he finished 2. What did I finish 2 of? What, my drinks? No, this one was Vita Coco water, and this one was just water. Go Poppy. She's a VTuber. Y'all get along? I haven't watched very many VTubers. I don't know. It's just not my, like, and I know that's kind of like what I do. I haven't found any that's like, yeah, this person's pretty funny. They're pretty interesting. I don't know. I guess if you could consider the Burnt Peanut a VTuber, because he's fucking hilarious. Minigun on a tank, America, we be building shit. Can you imagine that? Like, oh my God. Bring up the Rupert Lowe vid, mate. Or as my goal watching Looper Row. Grandpa Buff's about to get new material. Oh God. I can't bring it up right now. I don't have that overlay, but I'll look it up. Rupert Lowe, Asmongold. Got it. I don't know much about Rupert. I know right now they did what's his name? I almost said Shine Bomb. That's Mexico. Starmer. Did Starmer step down? I got flashbacks when you said that. Kraft knows. Kraft fucking knows. Kraft knows ball. I suspect many of the Iranians would have risen up in current circumstances were killed a few months ago. Very much so. Sad support for them wasn't ready to go. I agree. That's something, when I was talking to Cappy and a couple of the other guys about it, I was like,
Would you intercept me?
Mickey!
I'd intercept me.
Yeah, there is a lot of tubers that do react to you and the boys honestly. And that is how they've been spreading the word about you all.
Really? I might have to look into VTubers a little bit more. Oh my God, I was just reading something. Oh yeah. And when I was in that chat with Cappy and all them, I brought that up. Like, this is really the time for the Iranians, the Persian people, to take back their country from the IRGC. And they pointed out something that I stupidly hadn't even thought of, is that 40,000 of the most motivated Iranians who wanted their country back were just slaughtered by the IRGC. And I was like, yeah, that would make me not want to stand up either. Just popped in to say thanks for your classroom series. Helped me get way better in flight sims with my group. Get way better in flight sims. One game I'd recommend if you like arcade flight, Ace Combat-esque, is Nuclear Option. I have Nuclear Option. Someone sent it to me. I just got to get like a HOTAS and stuff for it. It'd be cool to see me collab with Captain Silser. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. There's like people that I like hear about or I meet, and they're like way bigger than me, and I just don't know who they are. So like, I like to hope that everyone has that level of humble. Cause like, to me, your follower count doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, if I vibe with you, I vibe with you. And, but then there's some out there that really just care about that number. That's all they care about, so much that they'll pay for it. Yeah. Monday through Friday, go. Saturday, Sunday are my days. You going to be chilling? I'm hoping to do some chilling myself. I'm not sure if you commented on it yet. Have I seen or talked about the super recent hypersonic missile test out of Cape Canaveral? Well, I mean, ultimately it's the same technology. Yeah. They're doing Mach, 25 or 30 somewhere up there, which speed down here, that sounds so crazy stinking fast. Up there, it's just stuff moves at that speed. They're slow. Somebody just cast autistic. It is Autism Awareness Month. Have you guys seen some of the new unsub shirts they've launched? They're actually really cool. I might have to get one this year. Support the autists like me. I don't know. I'm just an autist who did really well. Are you saying there was I just want to clarify. Was there an actual hypersonic missile test out of Cape Canaveral, or are you talking about the space shuttle? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I think you're talking about the space shuttle, unless there was something, because I think they test missiles. I know they test missiles near the ocean sometimes. Found out my nephew bought a car because Uber to Bliss is expensive. I immediately asked what kind of car. Thankfully, none of the E3 specials. He bought a used Nissan Sentra. That'll get the job done, so he can park it at my house for deployment. Where did he fly into? Because literally, the airport is like, and when you leave the airport, you look across the street and there's Fort Bliss. Was he lying? Was he lying to you? On the VTuber note, Captain Slicerax, I think, is a PNG tuber who covers America be building shit. He regularly references your content obliquely. We do be building shit. I'm gonna have to go check him out then. Bring in Pippa Pipkin? Who? What? Who's that? It hasn't been a shuttle in years. King Trout always drinks. He does. He do be drinking. Oh, Weapons is in here. So Weapons, basically, we're talking about how the A10 is just such a dated platform and was recently shot down by the IRGC using little to no real technology. Can you comment on the basically combat impotence, we'll use that word, of the A10 platform? We just figure we would try and get, something out of Weapons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Greetings, USMC Rabbit. How you doing, buddy? Pippa is the cutest schizo. Pipkin Pippa. I've never even heard of that person. I'm so sorry. The E3 tail was 0005. The zeros are usually called the balls. She was a good jet, always got me home. First E3 ever lost in enemy action. I didn't know that was the first one we've ever lost with enemy action. Good God. I'm waiting on Weapons. He's probably typing a book right now. Aw, come on, Weapons. We're having a good time. We're talking about the dated platform that is the A10. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear about that, Captain Wrecked. I know, perfect example. I actually know kind of how you feel. It just wasn't from enemy fire. It was my AMG, my antenna mask group. I took care of that girl. She was in great condition. She was a good, solid piece of equipment. I cared for that thing like I did my tank. And air defenders normally don't care for their shit very much. And it irritated the living piss out of me. And we didn't certify first, so we didn't get sent to Jordan. Our sister battery did. But their equipment was hot dog water. And my equipment was much better. So what they did is, hey, you're going to give them your equipment. You're going to fall in on equipment downrange because we're going to send theirs to reset. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got sent a picture. The Jordanians driving my AMG on the back of a trailer ran it into a bridge and destroyed the entire fucking frame of that truck. I was furious. Ah, that was my baby. I used to love that AMG, man. King Trout did a heavy drinking episode on PKA. Did he? I need to get out more. I need to maybe I should look up some of these VTubers and be like, look, let's just fucking collab. I need to do more stuff with other people because I love going to Unsub. I really do. Screw Buff Nose Art, put Grandpa Buff on the fuselage and put HLC's YouTube logo as tail art on one of them. Now that's the shit. If they let me. I'm serious. That offer is still out there. Air Force, if you're listening, will the F-22 ever get an intercept?
Next fucking question. We're done.
I think the citizens of Iran are still being told to stay safe by the U.S. Am I wrong? Also, Beans on Toast and NATO has showed their ass to the world. The second Iran fired on Turkey, they should have triggered Article 5, right? I agree, but, however, Article 5 is still optional. It says, hey, we were attacked. We're activating Article 5, which it has to come from Turkey to activate that Article 5. I think, on the other hand, they're showing their ass because did they know about us going into Iran? No. So their thought process is, well, this is an American problem. You started it. You get to fucking solve it. And while I empathize with that a little bit, it bothers me because now they're feeling the effects of the closed strait, which they could be affecting, right? Like this is the way I look at it. If I'm out with my homies and I see one of my buddies getting into a fight with like 2 or 3 dudes and he's holding his own, that's not his problem. That's a us problem. We can talk about what the hell went down afterwards. I don't care. I'm going to go over and I'm going to help my homie. That's just the way I am. I'm going to go over and start swinging on anyone who wants the fucking smoke. And then afterwards, I'm going to be like, why did you do that dumb shit? What did you do? What did you say to them? Like, do it now and then talk about it afterwards. So I think, at least in my opinion, I think that the Europeans should have like really shown more solidarity with us in this, whether they agree with it or not. That's just my opinion on those things. How about an M240 with prox fuse ammo for FPV defense? The cavemen certify Marines, Army Fisters. I think there was a company, somebody said that in one of my chats, that there was a company working on doing a 7.62 fragmentation round. But it's a very small thing to try and make that happen. Also, I have a Fritz down here and he's waiting for me to grab this because I think he knows. Here, Knox. Stop! Don't yell at me. Where did you learn that language? Exactly. Tell me. Cursing at me like that. Don't you know I'm your daddy? I birthed you. I nurtured you with ease. Someone's going to clip that. There it goes. Bring back Operation Linebacker 2. All 50 plus buffs we got in one large wave would be an amazing sight. It really would. It's just right now and Ryan actually brought this up. I was curious about it, but I had nothing to base it off of. And he said right now they're running out of targets, like valid military targets. So they're going to keep trying to hit valid military targets. But right now we have the firepower. We just have nothing to throw it at because there's nothing left to hit. Which is good. Also bad. Because if IRGC is still in charge, as soon as we leave, what's going to happen is Iran has pretty bottomless oil money. They're going to sell that shit where they need to and buy all new shit from Russia. On second thought, they should totally do that. Yeah.
I'll get a Su-57 anytime.
All right. I'm trying to ensure he reads it. Sorry, what about me reading? The flying slurs? We're going to do the flying V, but we're all going to yell the hard R. I don't know if you saw, Artemis had a camera mounted looking over Rocket's tailgate for Earth photos. As soon as they could, they got a pic of Earth's curvature, posted it to Facebook, and said, look, it's round. God bless America. I overall, I will say, with this administration in general, I do enjoy the trolling. The trolling is top tier. I don't care who you are. It's so good. God damn it. My chat did that thing again. He bought the car so he's not confined to his barracks room and the dining hall. He can actually leave base and go do things like hiking. I'm just a good aunt who travels 6 hours to get his car for deployment. Tell me he needs to go up to Las Cruces and eat some good food. There's good food in El Paso too. Basically, the rule of thumb is if you're in El Paso, especially if you're going for Mexican food, if you walk in and they're playing like mariachi music and no one speaks English and you got to point at shit on the menu, the food is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be next level. I'm telling you, that's just the rule of thumb when it comes to like Hispanic food down in El Paso. Will you be around Arkansas at all? Do I have to make a detour in Texas when I have to go there to Houston, VA to meet you? I will not be in, wait. No, that's Alabama. I was like, I do have a trip that I'm trying to plan in Huntsville. I will not be in Arkansas. I got to stretch out this arm. It's killing me right now. The Blackhawk Smoke Show did have a level out pick after the engine fire. Did it? Russia slammed a drone into Estonia, Latvia power plants, and NATO didn't do shit. Yeah, I I know if it were us, we'd immediately go into it, but that's American superiority. That's kind of the way our brain works. It's concerning that Turkey was hit. It was really, I'm going to give you guys more information than you probably want. Have you ever seen, actually I can use this for hunting. If you've ever been hunting and you put an animal down and you hit them hard, right? In the heart, the lungs, the brain, something like that, they flail for a couple of seconds before they're gone. Iran throwing missiles in all directions, that was the flailing. They have almost no ability to reach outside their borders except for with Shahed drones right now, which are kind of everywhere. So finding those is going to be the $1 million question. Pippa Pipkin is like if Fort Bragg had a mascot. Bring up another window, go to YouTube, search Pippa with no context. Don't do an overlay. All right. I'm not going to be searching everything tonight, but that's not what I was trying to go to. Come on. Car crash compilation. Pipkin Pippa. Phase Connect. Huh. Okay. I'll have to check her out, I guess. Let me see. 30,000 strikes. God damn. Last I checked, it was like 10. But god damn. From Australia, who's getting hammered on fuel, not getting out of the strike. Our government is scared of losing Muslim voter base. I understand that. What I would do if I were you guys is Venezuela is open for business. And I think that might have been why that was done first. And I feel like it's a shorter trip. But this is the thing, for people to understand, it's affecting the strait. Well, why is it affecting American gas prices? This is where capitalism kind of bites us in the ass, okay? Because the thing is, these companies care about who's willing to pay the most. And countries that are affected are willing to pay more. So what happens is the US, to buy more, we have to match those prices. So when it was previously, $88, $90 a barrel to go into the Middle East, so they were like, we're not going to worry about shipping it over there. Now people in the Middle East and in Europe are like, we'll pay fucking $110 a barrel. So if we want it, we got to pay those prices. That's kind of the way it works. Fritz, you want to come up here? Is that what you need? You need attention? Ugh. Is that what you need? Don't look at my Franklin plushie up there. Still waiting on those, by the way. Maybe soon. All I can tell you guys is when those plushies go live, I'm never buying them again. I will never. I'm 14 and fucking love your channel, HLC. Where are your parents? Next thing I know, Chris Hansen's going to pop in. Have a seat. I was watching, bro. Chris Hansen has a show on Amazon. It's like pretty much his same To Catch a Predator, but it's like only goes off over one person. He has like a long interview with them. Dude, it's nuts. I will never understand that thought process of adults going for minors. It's so strange to me. That dog needs his hair did. Here, hold up. I know. You want a seatbelt. I'll just set you down. Let's twist it up. You're going to be like a troll doll. Well, okay, I guess you're just going to chill there. If I make a 7.62 fragment, it can be considered a war crime because of the article that regulates small firearms due to the effects of explosion expanding ammo in the 11th century? There was exploding ammo in the 11th century? I thought soldiers carrying on base. Thoughts on soldiers carrying on base now? Well, I can tell you right now, it's going to be hard to approve a lot of those things because he did say that they have to prove they have a need for it. Now, there's going to be someone who finds a loophole and the need's going to be like, defense against aggressor nations or something like that. But I feel like most of them are probably going to get shot down. Forgotten weapons to go fire 40 millimeter AA gun, 5-inch gun. You are not there because I know. I got to get to the USS New Jersey. Bro's got more hair than me. He does. Hi, Fritz. You're just chilling. He's shaking perpetually. Unfortunately, with Australia, we import Finnish fuel. We shut down refineries. Our reserves are in the pipeline. Really? Why would Australia do that? I'm just curious. I know you guys, I recently found out, I didn't know this, so I get to share this with all the Americans in here. Did you know that Australia has the largest amount of iron ore on Earth of any country? The whole pretty much western side of their country is nothing but just iron ore mines. That's all it is. I mean, it's like fucking, I don't know, like 800 billion tons or something like that. It's wild, dude. X1X is 19, not 11. Listen, I don't do Roman numerals, okay? I already did Protocol 4. It's not just about oil, 20% of global supply. It's about everything else except oil, especially agriculture, fertilizers. A lot of the global supply comes from that region. I agree. I was, to be fair, you're right. You're absolutely correct. I was just kind of looking at it more in a vacuum, but you're correct. I shouldn't, it's significantly less nuanced than that. Iron ore, O-R-E, Jesus. Iron ore what? Oh my God. What if Buff had a 360-degree laser system on him? I got to think of a joke for this. I had one, but I don't know if it's a good joke.
Then I just swell the Asian's eyes the rest of the way shut.
God damn. Can we get an area stockpile from... Wait. Can we get an area of stockpile from an area of launch? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Are you asking like what Iran's stockpile is now? I have no way of knowing that. Or what the American stockpile is? There's no way to know that. If you don't find a way to dress him as Albert Einstein somehow this Halloween and post pics, I'll never again defend you against angry cops and the KC show. That's fair. He deserves. You want to teach people about the physics? Yeah? No? Yes? He is just chilling. This is where he wanted to be. He wanted to be a lapdog. Commonwealth, it's why the sand there's rust colored. Yeah. I learned that recently. And there we go. What? What's a phaser? I don't know. Fog of War is really thick right now. Like I can't get clear indications on anything. I will tell you that it has been publicly confirmed now that we have in fact lost one TIPY-2. Now, what's a TIPY-2, you might ask? That is the sensor for the American THAAD system. They cost about $1 billion a piece. But, however, you could look at this as that's going to be an expensive replacement, or that was a missile that impacted a system that won't hurt people. So, you win some, you lose some. TAC needs to have Fritz. You need to have some Fritz. Here, Fritz, you know what we're going to do? You're going to look at the camera. You're going to look at the camera, and we're going to give him the grrr. All right, good boy. How power 360 airborne laser?
Very carefully.
Flying disco buff. The problem with self-carry on base is that it makes self-checkout a lot easier, and being on base a lot of cases removes a lot of support system. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It does have a chance of being more dangerous. True. But it also, like, I was in the Army when that Major Hassan did that stupid shit down at Fort Hood over ideology. He should not be alive. I'm just gonna call it as it is. He should not be alive. There's a rat in my lap. It's a Fritz. It's a Fritz. He feels like a ball sack made of bones. He is listening for something. Here, let's get your hair down. Your hair is out of control, bud. Let's slick it back. You're going to look better. You need to let King Trout have a character on your channel. As soon as I can figure out how to do it remotely, I will absolutely do that. Like, I'll just send people like, hey, say this line. Do me a solid. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. However, comma, get it right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. Did we lose an A-10? Yes. They were shot at and the pilot bailed out over the Persian Gulf and they were retrieved. So we lost an A-10, which sucks. I mean, it's an expensive platform. It's a very capable, as much as Weapons doesn't agree with me. He thinks it's dated and gone, but it's still a very capable, competent, war platform for close air support. My favorite pastime in here is just giving Weapons shit. I love it. Could we get a Mount Etna character? I've never even heard of Mount Etna. What is a Mount Etna? Sharks with freaking laser beams on their head. Dude looks like an easy rockstar. He does. Miniature hyena. He kind of is. Hang on, let's see if I can get him to bite me. You want to play? Want to play? No? No? He's not feeling it. He just wants to chill. Check out Military Aviation Museum, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Yeah, after all the problems I've ran into with the Department of Defense and the different branches and how I will tell you this. I don't know why. Every public affairs in the military has a different protocol to come and film on their base. Every single one. The one at Fort Campbell had their own rules. The one at Fort Sill had their own rules. And the one at White Sands has their own rules. And the one at fucking, in Ohio, the Aviation Museum, they have their own fucking rules. I don't know what the rules are, man. So I think we, did we prove it? It's literally, I just read a BBC News article. There was a chopper that was fired at, they were part of the CSAR operation. The A-10 was running CAS. It was fired at and pilot bailed out over the Persian Gulf and was retrieved. That's what the BBC's reporting. I mean, I could look up more and try and find more, but that's what I'm tracking. Again, this is all still very preliminary. I'm looking into things. If war goes 2027, the B-21 will get some before the kid. I don't know if we would send B-21s. And the reason why we wouldn't send B-21s is, do they bring anything new to the fight that we can't already hit Iran with right now? Or do we just risk our brand new air platform? Because yes, it's stealth. Yes, it's a very stealth aircraft. It's one of the stealthiest aircraft that has ever flown. However, nothing is invincible. Everything can be lost. I went back a whole tirade about living comforts against the old vet who went back in my Navy. Old man, back in your day, you were miserable, so shut up. That's probably the best way to just shoot somebody down. Back in your day, you were miserable. Shut the fuck up. I love that. I might take that. Military Aviation Museum is private. Fly in P-51. Which one? Which one is private? I would love to go up in a P-51. Don't tell my wife. I would love to go up in a P-51. I actually, there's a pilot that I talked to. I think his name is... I'm friends with him on Instagram. He wants to take me up for a flight. He's like, you want to go like low maneuvers or do you want to do like dogfighting up in the sky? And I was like, which one's better? And he's like, dogfighting down near the ground, like when you're doing bombing runs, when you're training for that. It's, the air's real choppy and shit, which I never thought about that the air down low would be choppier than the air way up high. Never thought about that. Let me see. Do you know if there was never an attempt to turn the B-52 into a gunship? I don't know if they ever tried to turn it into a gunship, but there have been several different variants that had different types of turrets. Namely, the one that sticks out in my head just because I did a video about it was the B-52G? Was it the G? The one that got shot in the ass by the F-4 Phantom. The F-4 Phantom was locking on to radar signatures, and there was a radar on the tail of the B-52, and it shot the B-52 in the ass. That's a real thing that happened. RFK Jr. impression, yep. Do you want to go and have some snackos, but only ones that are made from beef tallow. That's all you're allowed to have. I'm sorry. That was an H. It was B52H. Okay, all right, you're done? You're done? Hang on, I have you seatbelted. They got to see the no seatbelt protocol. What happens if your seatbelt's gone? Okay. But what if there's no seatbelt? Okay. But let's check one more time if there's no seatbelt. Okay. All right. All right. Sending love to Fritz. Stop bullying Dark Buff. Stop dog bullying. That dog has never had a hard day in his life. He got a sticker in his paw, and I thought that the world was ending because of how much he was a baby about it. With all the military things in Chicago, there'd be Habitually Fat film lined up here. We have the only remaining U-boat. Yes, that U-boat is on my list. I haven't reached out to them yet. Right now, we're looking at Paris Island and fucking New Orleans. There you go. Those are the two that are kind of popping into my head. Laser Dazzler systems were and are a hazard for NORAD pilots and especially naval helicopter crews photographing surface subs from the Cold War to now. Some can literally blind people. Awful things. Oh, yeah. In hindsight, this might be a war crime, but you can't prove it. And I could just say that I made it up, which is probably what I will do if I ever have to go, and testify in front of Congress about it. But we had this thing called the LRAS, Long Range Acquisition Laser. It was like the size of a fucking birdhouse. You had to plug like 4 ASIP batteries into it, and it had like this little monocle thing you would look through, and it could see really far, super far. But when you would laser things with it, the laser was powerful enough to burn people. So there may have been Afghans like in the middle of the night that were like hoeing their field and got a little burn on the back of their neck and thought it was a bug that bit them, and they were like, I'm not saying that was a real thing. I may have just made that up. There's a 2C50. Is there? At what point do you get permission letter for filming anywhere and everywhere from SecWar and shove it in that PR officer's face and say, I have a letter overriding your authority? I have reached out to my contacts in Washington, and I would love a memo from SecWar. This is the thing. The memo just has to say that me and Nick, with Habitually Fat, get access to all military historical sites on federal installations. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. I just want the historical sites. Now, if while we're there, they want to like showcase some cool technology or like, hey, you want to come out when we fire off this gun or this missile or drop this bomb? Fucking cool. Let's do it. But I really only care about the historical sites. I mean, I say I only care about that, but that's like really all I want, right? Like aim low. If I think about it, HLC and weapons, the P-31 Lightning is basically a World War II A-10. Just want to make sure it's the one I'm thinking of. Because I want to tell you no. Okay, no, it was not the one I was thinking of. I mean, yeah, some could argue that. The museum is privately owned, largest collection of flying World War I and World War II aircraft. Some can take up guests. Yes, please. That thing is festeringly beautiful. You're talking about Fritz? He's back underneath. Dude, I was holding you. You wanted to go. Do you want back up here? Come here. Come here. He's like underneath the desk, like staring at me. Oh, please don't shit in here. You already shit in the hallway today. Fritz looks like Beetlejuice. Fritzy juice, Fritzy juice, Fritzy juice. I shouldn't have said that. That was weird. Would you stop? Hey, stop it. No. What did the Jew do to you? No. Oh. That is not true about black people. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Okay, fine. Do you want up here? Here. Okay. I know. I love you too, bud. I know. Gross. You probably licked your butt with that. Don't yell. No. Stop it. We can't argue on stream. Fine. You'll get another one. I know that's all he wants. That's because he's fat. So am I, but, you know. Catch it? Oh, my God. Fritz, you ate the one that bounced off of my chair. You got them?
I'll take him.
Okay. Oh, man. The museum is... Oh, yeah, sorry, I read that one. Oh, no. I got behind again. What is my favorite plane? The F4U Corsair. I have one right back here. Oh, man, I got to dust this thing. I think that this is just perfection in motion. It's good looking. It looks good. It was a punching up story, what these things did during the Korean War. It just, the gull wing design, it's pretty. It's very pretty. It's a good looking aircraft. I really like it. And I feel like this is one of the examples of when the US just pushed the envelope as far as we could with a prop aircraft. I really do. Now, some would argue the fucking C-130 because it's still in service, but I don't know. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Hey guys, should I do the stream like this? I can't do that. That's weird. Corsair, the ace maker. Oh, F-117? This is the thing. I think the F-117, while it is an important piece of American aviation history, it is an important piece of history. I think it's ugly as fuck. I really do. Maybe a hot take. I think it's a very not good looking aircraft. But it is a vital piece of American history. It is the world's first stealth fighter. I mean, it was more of a bomber, but you still get it. I'm a Hellcat over Corsair kind of guy. To each their own. Buff ASMR stream.
That's my nuts against Russia's mom.
I got nothing. I hate the flying Toblerone. Is that what you guys... I've never heard that before. Request Elvis as the Abrams. Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. No, my God, dude. Bro. For those of you who don't know, like the epiphany that I just had, Elvis Presley was a tanker in the United States Army for a short period of time. And then he died from poop. What a way to go. But anyways, yeah, I didn't even think about that. For the chicken I wished for? Hell yeah. Mrs. Linecrosser has not let me live that down. What is the first stealth fighter? The F-117. Am I incorrect? I'm not being a smart... Like, production. I'm not talking about experimental. Production. I like the F-111, but because it was very much in the same way the U.S. did the what if with the F-15. They're like, we need a plane, okay? What does that have to do? Carry this much payload. Oh, that's going to be a big plane, going to have a really wide wingspan. You're going to need a lot of lift. No. We need it small. Well, how small? As small as you can possibly get it to carry this payload. Well, we're going to need big-ass engines. Okay, put the biggest engines we have in there. What are we doing? Like, I love it for the same reason. Because I told you not to make a video on it yet. Video on what? SR-71? General George was asked to retire to shut down habitually fat. Someone out there doesn't like you. The last German World War I take is in Brisbane in a museum. I'm willing to go international. Nick is not. I have my passport. I know right where it is. I'm willing to go. And I would love to go to Brisbane. Sorry. I'm American. We say Brisbane. You guys, it's Brisbane or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not making fun of it. It's just I'm American. It's Brisbane. The F-111? What about the F-111? By the way, did you see the spicy handle on in the Border Patrol P3 that I sent to you? It means we're fighting drug boats below our full capacity. No, I didn't. Wait, did you send me a picture of something? Or because I have a bunch of packages over there. I haven't opened those yet. I need to. I just got to the part where Weapons is talking about Knox barking at, or when I was talking about Knox barking at me, saying he was saying bad things about the Jews and the blacks. And you guys ever do that when your dog's like barking at you and won't stop? Like, look, did Timmy fall down the well? You was just ask him, like, you know, existential questions that they could obviously never answer. And I just got to where Weapons is like, and this is how we get canceled. Why don't we give Buff white phosphorus ordinance and say have fun? Might make them think twice. This may be a bit of a dumb question. I know we use white phosphorus artillery still. Do we use white phosphorus bombs? I've never even thought about that. Look, I don't know everything about everything, guys. But like, I know we've used white phosphorus bombs in the past. Primarily, they were used a lot in Vietnam. But how did I come up with my name? That's a wonderful question. I've actually said it several times. I had a commander, Captain William Abbott, one of the best commanders I ever had in my entire life. Great guy, very down to earth. And because air defense does this fucked up thing, and I hate that air defense does this. My commander, I don't know if he was a reclass or what, but he didn't really have any HIMAD is high to medium air defense experience. He didn't really have any. And he came in, started asking a lot of questions, and I'm all about teaching. I want you to learn, right? And anyone willing to learn, I will always give them the time. And I wanted to help this guy out as much as I can. And then we got this first sergeant in, and this first sergeant, this is the fucked up thing air defense does. Actually, all branches of the Army do it. Is so if you're a 13 series, 13 Mike, 13 Bravo, 13 Juliet, 13 Romeo, whatever, and you become an E8, you become a 13 Zulu, which means you can go to any unit that has 13 series in it, even if you've never done that job before in your life. The same happens for air defense if you're 14 series, and you become an E8. An E8 who's only worked in Patriot before or THAAD goes to SHORAD units, short range air defense, and they know nothing about it. But I had a good first sergeant that came in, and he had been SHORAD his whole career. And he came in, and he's like, Long, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What do you need from me? I was his battery trainer at the time. And I was like, I need land. How often do you need it? Here's the schedule I'm building out. This is when I need land. He's like, do you have a preferred TA? I said, let's go out. Let's go. So I hop in my truck with him, and we found the TA that I wanted. It was like TA 32 or 33 on Fort Sill. I was like, get me this TA every single time, because I know where all my equipment is going to be. I know how it's going to be emplaced here. We have good runoff for water. We're on a hill here. Like, we have good fucking line of sight. This is easily defendable. This is everything I need. Boom. And he was like, I got you. One of the best first sergeants I ever had, because he had humility. He knew exactly what he didn't know, which is great. I can always work with that. Sometimes people come in and they're like, well, in SHORAD, we did it this way. Do you see a fucking stinger pod over there, dude? Shut up. But anyways, so Captain Abbott and First Sergeant Golden, they came together, and they were working their asses off. And I was working my ass off for them. They're like, we need a battery trainer, and you're what we got. I was a brand new E6. The day I pinned 6, they put me in as a battery trainer, which is an E7 master gunner position. And I'm working my fingers to the bone. And I bent a lot of rules. Look, my paperwork wasn't pretty, but my crews knew how to fucking fight. That's all I cared about. The check ride book, the fucking, all the other paperwork, baby back bullshit, I don't care. Can you keep yourself and your unit alive on the battlefield? That is what I cared about. So he fudged some paperwork for me and bent some other rules for me, but his unit was trained, which is all he wanted. That's all he asked me to do. He's like, Sergeant Long, I need you to train this unit. And I got in a little bit of trouble and stuff like that, but he's like, Sergeant Long, it was when I was about to PCS. He's like, do you know why you haven't gotten in more trouble than you did? Like, you should have gotten in a lot of trouble. You are a habitual line crosser. That's when he said that to me. I was like, uh-huh. He goes, because you're very good at what you do. And I was like, thanks for playing to my strengths, sir. Look, I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to use the F word like a comma. I'm going to bend some rules, but guess what? People are going to be alive on the battlefield, which should be every soldier and every leader's goal. I'm not going to have the prettiest, oh, you want to see my leader's book? I have cover sheets and there's pop-ups. I don't give a shit about that. Can you keep you and yourself and your friends alive on the battlefield? That's all that matters. And that's all that ever mattered to me. And maybe they saw that in me and they're like, you should train our units. So that's where I got the name Habitual Line Crosser from. I just scrolled real fast and saw someone say something about the ghetto. We're in the ghetto. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Oh, yeah. Weapons telling me I was wrong about the first stealth fighter. Listen, Weapons. Which one of us probably knows more about aircraft? You, obviously. Where did you think I was going with that one, huh? I seek your guys' counsel for a reason. Thanks for letting me look like an idiot in front of all these people, jackass. I just got word an A-10 got shot down. Yes. That's what's being reported right now, is that an A-10 had to bail out, or a pilot had to bail out after they were fired upon when they were doing the CSAR, the Combat Search and Rescue. But pilot bailed out over the Persian Gulf and was picked up and is perfectly fine. Last time for me tonight, but should you ever want a good museum Rex in Canada, ask anytime. Been a many thanks to my grandpa. Warships to aviation to war history. Spitfire over course. Okay. If I was in a fight, maybe Spitfire over Corsair. Like, Spitfire is a damn good plane. Like, it's a damn good plane. But the Corsair is just pretty. It's just good looking. It's just a damn good looking plane. I dare you to join VC tonight. You were 19 kilo in the Army? I was my first 3 years. I loved it. How did you do at GST? Gunnery Skills Training. That shit sucked. I always fucked up the 6 safeties. There's 6 safeties inside an Abrams main battle tank. And you have to know what those 6 safeties are. And they test you on the 6 safeties. That one, I mean, it was bad. My load time was great. I was a stocky dude. I could fucking yeet rounds all day long. I think my best heat time was like 5.7 seconds, which to some people that's really slow. But for me, it was my best heat time. My best Sabo time, I could fucking yeet that bitch in, was like just under 4 seconds. I mean, I was a master of the fucking Sabo. Spit can't hold a candle to an F4U? I don't know, man. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the F4U does have a lot of power, but I think the Spitfire has a faster climb rate. I could be incorrect there, and I think the Spitfire also might have a better turn radius. I'm not positive. But it's also significantly lighter. 42 Romeo there. That's a Clerk. It's a 42 series. Romeo is that's a Clerk. I'm going to say paper pusher, but I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Last for me. Oh, sorry, I read that. What are your thoughts about new info on Charlie Kirk? What is said new info? I have not seen any new info on Charlie Kirk. I did, however, see that the crime lab was unable to match the round that was pulled from Charlie Kirk to the rifle. Now, before anyone freaks out, I did ask my friends about this because I don't know ballistics. Missile guy, not ballistics guy. Well, I mean, ballistic missiles, but you get what I'm saying, right? I'm not the ballistics guy. So I asked like Eli and all them about it. And I was like, my theory, like, and just let me know how founded this is. I was like, my theory is shitty ammo. Probably not FMJ, probably not match grade, maybe soft tip lead. Range played a bit of a factor. You know, it's only 200 yards, which for a 30-06, that's not a far shot. But also striking the spinal cord could have deformed the round or fragmented it so that they couldn't get a match. Because like, as much as we want it to be a match, like the crime lab ultimately works in absolutes. If they don't know without a definitive, doubt that is exactly a match, they can't say it's a match. So I feel for him, but I don't know all the details. I'm just shooting in the dark here. No pun intended. Teddy Roosevelt for striker, calf to calf. What? First of all, we accept you here. It's not your month. That's July, or June, excuse me. I have to talk shit about calf. I have to. Big ballistic boom, not small hole punch ballistic. What? I don't know. The crime lab are Siths. Well, they do have to, this is the thing. If you can put any doubt on it, they can't be admissible as evidence. Casper, your friendly ghost. Hey, how you doing? I don't think the U2 was known for speed. Definitely not. Known for elevation. Also, Richard going to make a video about Candace Owens and her true crime family after the trial. Really? I don't know all the details. I don't know much about it. I haven't paid much attention to that. Iran has had me like just locked in. 32 Fox 20 Cold War stood on the wall, Fulda Gap. We getting everyone's MOSs in here? Oh yeah, don't listen to Weapons about the A10. He's correcting somebody about the bathtub. It's a bathtub. You can actually shower in it. It's capable of holding water. Just in case pilots need to rinse off while they're in the sky. Don't listen to Weapons. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's never seen an A10. He doesn't even know how to spell A10. Oh God. It's great when I'm on this side of it. When I have all of chat just giving me shit, it's not as fun. But when I'm just giving shit to Weapons, it's great. It's wonderful. It's the autistic month. That it is. So I guess Cav has this month too. I'm sorry. Seeing you use sand cricket term today was awesome. Surprised you never heard it. Glad to add it to your vocabulary. Yeah, I did you actually say that? I don't remember anyone say it. I was just like, I need a kind of a creative slur. I thought I came up with it. I'll be honest. You may have said it and I just didn't remember. So thank you for that. North Atlantic isn't what it used to be. I feel like someone could full scale go into a country and we'd still not use. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I wish some of these countries would use Article 5. I really do. Because Uncle Sam loves a good fight. And if you use Article 5, we're coming. With all sorts of cool bombs and gizmos. Oh, 35 Fox was targeting then? So is it 13 Fox now? Knight Rider, all love, my dude. Ask the chair. Chair, is Weapons right about A10 stuff? Well, I think that's pretty clear. That's oh man. What are my thoughts on Godzilla -1? Saw it 4 times in theater. I know you'd appreciate it. So I did like it. I thought it was really a different style of Godzilla. Like, yes, Godzilla was still like looked the same, but it was more of like a horror film style, the way it was done. I really liked it. Heather, you guys know her name. Heather and I went and saw it. It was really good. One of the new ones that we saw, so recently 3 movies have stuck out to me that I really enjoyed. Godzilla -1, we went and saw that in theaters. And then we saw How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, which they nailed. Honestly, great movie. All the live actions they've destroyed. That one, just do that. What they did, don't give me this bullshit girl power and we're gonna change the color of this person. Like, write a new story if you want a different colored fucking princess. I don't care. Also, the jokes, the memes about Black Snape are the greatest gift to the internet. They are the funniest things that I have ever seen. Article 5 is what your parents signed before divorce? Probably. They do be divorced. And it was mostly my fault. At least that's what my dad says. My mom says it was all my fault. So I like to go with the latter, Yes. But Article 5 is also non-mandatory. Japan should send Godzilla to open the strait. I mean, this is the thing. At this point, I'm convinced Godzilla is real and the A10 is not. That's, did I see Warfare? I did not see Warfare. The third movie was Project Hail Mary. Really good. I want to read the book now. But I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. You guys should totally go see it. Like, it's very good. Project Hail Mary, like, I thought it was going to end in different ways it's a long movie. It's a very long movie, but it's really good. If you guys haven't seen Project Hail Mary yet, I'm not a Ryan Gosling fan. Very good movie. I highly encourage it. Idiocracy is funny. It is, but we're kind of living in it now. No HLC. Anger B21's over Persia shows Zinni the Pooh, who's boss before Taipei Twister competition starts. What the fuck? IOC is 2027 if certified to carry for fun. Oh my God. That Taipei Twister. I've never heard that before. You saw it last night? Clankers. I like that. Clankers. What is my favorite tank? Oh, that's a bit of a tough one. If it was like level playing field, I could pick any tank through history. I love the Sherman. It's an iconic piece of American history. I love the Sherman. Like you see it and you know that's a Sherman. Like everyone, even people who don't know much about tanks, they're like, that's a World War II Sherman. Like they know what a Sherman looks like. I do really also like the Tiger. The Tiger is just, it's a really all around good tank. Their downfall was they just didn't produce enough of them. They couldn't produce enough of them. But the Abrams always has a special place in my heart. The Abrams is a weird anomaly. I don't know if this happens with other systems. It didn't happen in Patriot. Patriot would break down while it was running. Like Patriot almost always had to be running to break down. But Abrams are weird. They will run perfect, flawless, no issues, no faults, no problems. And the second you shut it off, if you go to start it back up again, you're going to have problems. I don't know what it is. The longer an Abrams tank sits, the more shit it just decides like, oh, I've been sitting here for an hour. I think I'm going to have a catastrophic engine failure. And like, it'll tell you catastrophic engine failure shutting down. It'll straight up tell you that. Like Abrams are weird, man. They're weird. Oh, you were a 13 Fox? So you're an infantryman who knows how to do successive bracketing and math. I'm just kidding. I can't do a 13 Fox, man. Safeties wasn't bad. Load sabos like a madman. Oh, bro, I fucking yeet them sabos, bro. I almost failed the canister launch load, even though it wasn't mandatory because you really only had to load a sabo in a heat. But our commander was kind of an overachiever, and he wanted us to load canisters. I was not prepared the first time I loaded a canister for how top heavy they are. Like I hit the knee switch, ready rack opened. I hit the release. She dropped into my lap, and then I went to like do the flip load. I like the flip. Some people turn. I like the flip. I'm a big guy. The flip, you just flip it onto the breech, fist behind it, straight into the breech, let the breech close, push your arm out of the way, arm it, get out of the way. I like a flip load. And that canister, I went to flip it, and it didn't flip it. It like went forward and almost landed in the fucking TC's lap. And I was like, and I got it onto the breech and just shoved it in. Yeah, canister. I was not prepared for how nose heavy that is. No MOS, Aussie, Civi worked rail, ended up in Pilbara region of WA is Western something, where all the iron gets mined. It's not the whole state. Fun fact, Kimberley region was proposed to settle Jews after World War II. I did not know that. I hate that my brain came up with a buff joke as soon as you said that. Like, I hate... This kangaroo was promised to me 3,000 years ago. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How tall am I? 6'2". Yeah, I know. They stack shit that high. It's crazy. In your opinion, what is the dumbest countries that hate the U.S.? That's a hard one. That really is, because like I don't think that hating America is inherently something that only a dumb country would do, because we do be fucking around sometimes. I don't agree with all of our foreign policy. But there are some that kind of don't like us for dumb reasons. Mainly, I would say the dumbest reason is Russia. They hate us quite literally because we're still here and they collapsed. Like that's it. That's Vladimir Putin's whole thing. Like there's no real, we've never, aside from the Cold War, like they collapsed during the Cold War, right? When they collapsed, we could have very easily moved in and taken over the Soviet Union. Very easily. And quite frankly, if the US had collapsed first and the Soviet Union was still there, I have no doubts in my mind the Soviet Union would have pushed into the United States. But their only beef with us is that we just still exist. We've never gone loud on anything. We've never gone hot over anything. It's I don't know why they hate us. I really don't. I've looked back in history and like we've been pretty good to them for a long time. It doesn't make any sense. People say Canada or France. France, I don't think France hates us. It's just France. I don't know what's going on with France. They're a weird anomaly. Vietnam love us long time. This is the thing. We won the Vietnam War recently. So obviously Operation Linebacker 2, we bombed them into submission. They said that that wasn't the reason, but immediately when we started fucking destroying everything they cared about, they're like, okay, we'll go on over to Paris and talk about peace. Just stop bombing us. But it has nothing to do with the fact that you're bombing us into submission. Cool. Got it. And then 3 years later, they violated the treaty, invaded South Korea. And by that time, we had already kind of lost our stomach for the fight. And we're like, fucking, you can, or not South Korea, South Vietnam. And we're like, whatever, you can have it. We'll leave. But 50 years later, there's a McDonald's in Vietnam. We played the long game, folks. We got him. Somebody play that fucking meme. We got him. Oh, do I have that one? That's the wrong sound effect. That was the wrong sound effect. Okay. Listen, if you know what that is, shame on you. I'm expected to be a deviant and a piece of shit. Somebody clicked on the stream right as I hit that button and they're like, this man ain't right. In your opinion, what is the dumbest countries? Yeah, I would say Russia. They don't really have a good reason to hate us. I don't know. Of course, it is. I have that one in my music. I thought I grabbed a different sound effect, but yeah. Japan just needs to show off the Gundams already. Bro, if they got those Gundams, I might defect to the Japanese.
Would you intercept me?
I'm not going to tell them any secrets. I just want to pilot a
I'd
Gundam.
intercept me.
As an E3 vet, I have a favor to ask here, if able.
Okay.
With the strike and E3 loss, I'm glad no crew got hurt, but I did hear some folks did. If you can get this somehow to some place that helps anyone hurt in that attack, my thanks. Cheers from Canada.
I'll do what I can. I can't guarantee anything. I know I got my stuff going over to my buddy and his unit, but I will find out what I can. Do you even read what I send you? No, not usually. Most of the time I'm like, weapons texted. I'm going to ignore him. I don't always do that. It's just sometimes. So my wife and I, we have this thing and we read it somewhere. So it was sent to us. And basically in the military, you have like fucks you can give throughout the day. We have spoons, right? You wake up, depending on how well you sleep, you wake up with so many spoons. And you use a spoon to do the dishes, use 2 spoons to do the laundry, you have so many spoons. And then eventually you run out of spoons. And sometimes people message me and I have no spoons. I have no spoons to talk to anyone. And I'm like, I'll get back to them. Do you have any idea how many notifications are on my phone right now? It's insane. Send you beer through a website and this to add to make it a case. Mickey the Time Lord, you a real one. Corey Androwski, thank you so much. Should be concerned about the crayons being sold out of the Walmart by the Marine recruiting station near me. No, they're just, they're packing their lunch. This is the thing. Do I want boots on the ground? No, I do not want boots on the ground. Unless it is a strictly limited strike to get back our pilot. If he is captured. He or she is captured, okay? I really hope it's not a she. For their sake. But, you know who does want boots on the ground? And I'm not talking about presidency, administration, or anything. Marines. I'm not talking shit. Marines, they just love to fight. That's what they're for. They want to go. Obviously everyone who is married to a Marine or has a Marine family member, something like that, like you worry about their safety. They don't. That's just not in their thought process. They're like, hell yeah, brother, we're going to war. Let's fucking do it. Like they're ready to go. That's the way that they are, man. Every Marine I've ever met, like, do you want to go home or do you want to go to war? Let's fucking go to war, dude. Like that's the way they are. Somewhere in my house, there's 13 teaspoons I can't find. Bro. Flip loads, how we train at Fort Knox. You went to Knox? I went to Knox, man. That means you're old. Because they stopped Knox in 2010, 2011. I went through Knox. Disney Barracks, Delta 281. Oh, shit. Another alumni. Oh no, the Border Patrol P3 personality was info through images. Okay, I got to check that. But we are actually over our 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I want to join the Marines. This is the thing. I will tell this to anyone. My nephew is going into the military here soon. I don't want him to be in any kind of danger. But when it comes to the military, the only time you have the power is before you sign on the dotted line. Okay? Just bear that in mind. So get everything you can in writing, get something to set yourself up for success. Do we need infantry people? Absolutely. We always need infantry. Do we need artillery? Do we need armor? Yes. But we also need dentists. We need fucking food service specialists. We need fuelers. We need, like, everybody is needed. Like, there's no unimportant job. Now, you're always going to hear, like, the ground pounders, like, you're a pogue. Like, you're trying to insult me because I got a higher GT score than you, bro. Stop it. Okay? You're being silly. But yeah, that's what I would say is when you go in there and you talk to somebody, get what you want and get it in writing. Okay. Hey brother, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed Dawn of War. I just got done playing some heavy modded Dawn of War. Hope we find our other pilot. I feel so useless just sitting here, bro. I feel the exact same way. And I accepted it. I haven't even downloaded it yet. I have not played any video games on this computer yet. I've been busy, but I've also been preoccupied every spare time I have. I got that new Pokemon Poketopia for the Switch 2. It's absorbed me. I hate it. I hate it so much. It has absorbed me. And now I'm constantly trying to build houses for fucking Machamp and Mankey and all these other jackasses because they don't have houses, but they have a habitat, but other Pokemon can show up in their habitat as soon as I get them a house, or I got to build a second habitat. I don't like it. Dark Crusade, Soulstorm. I haven't played either of those. You were at Fort Knox in 2003, bro. You're older than me. I wasn't there until 2009. HLC, have you ever seen TF2 Meet the Team series? Is that Team Fortress 2? If you haven't, I'm begging you to react to them. Also, where do you get your good jokes? I'm going to give you guys the secret here. Where do I get my good jokes? Years of trauma. Sometimes they just come to me. Every once in a while, somebody will give me one. And I'm like, it's a good joke. I should use that joke. But most of the time, they'll just come from in between my ears. Like when Buff was talking about, the lengths we go to in this most recent video to get away from the Jews and Muslims. I just thought that was funny. I just really thought that was a hilarious way to look at that. And I was like, Buff would say this. He would absolutely say this. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are at our 2 hours. I am on stream every Friday night from 5 Mountain Time till 7 Mountain Time. I was a little bit late today, so that's why we're a little bit late right now. So as always, if you'd like to support the channel, you can go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch over at Bunker Branding, maybe buy me a beer. If not, always the safest and cheapest, well, not safest, but the cheapest way to support the channel is just watch my videos. And that's all I will ever ask you guys, okay? Watch out for one another. I cannot talk tonight. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. God bless the American troops. God bless the American people. And I hope and pray that we find that other pilot. We'll see you guys next time.